I can't breathe.
We've got
I can't breathe.
Who's there? Who's there?
The one that kids.
On January 22nd, a Swedish TikTok user named Den Fisken posted a video of himself heading into the forest alone at night. In the clip, he's trying to get a chainsaw started, maybe for some forestry stuff, while everything around him is super quiet and still. Then, out of nowhere, things take a weird turn as that heavy silence suddenly breaks. Then, out of nowhere, a super weird and seriously creepy sound breaks the silence from somewhere in the darkness. It's so shocking and out of place that Den just freezes on the spot, clearly terrified. People online started guessing what it could have been. Some said maybe a timber wolf, which would be scary enough on its own in the Swedish woods. But others thought it might be something much darker, even bringing up the Wendigo. Since then, there haven't been any updates about what made that sound, leaving everyone wondering what kind of creature, animal, or something way more sinister was hiding just outside the beam of his flashlight that night. A Turkish family, Evet Saya and their kids, who run the YouTube channel Outdoor Family, shared this video. They usually document their peaceful nature adventures, camping in beautiful mountains, relaxing by quiet lakes, with a warm and lighthearted vibe. Their content is generally fun, informative, and uplifting. But in this video, things suddenly took a tense turn. Still, they decided to share the whole experience with their viewers. It was March 14th, 2024. The family had spent a perfect day camping in the mountains with their new tent set up and the smell of barbecue still in the cool air. The mood was great. They played games, enjoyed time together, and eventually went to sleep surrounded by peaceful nature sounds. But the calm didn't last. In the middle of the night, they were jolted awake by a loud, strange noise. Fortunately, they'd set up a trail camera just outside their tent, something they did regularly as a precaution. This time, that small safety measure proved invaluable, because what the camera caught was not only unexpected, but deeply unsettling. At first, the sounds were hard to pinpoint, low growls and rustling in the bushes. But soon, the family realized a pack of jackals, or possibly wolves, was circling just outside their tent. The thin tent fabric offered a little protection, but they all knew how unpredictable and dangerous these animals could be. Staying completely still and silent, they hoped the animals would lose interest and leave. Every minute felt like forever, and the tension inside the tent was thick. Eventually, the growling stopped and the forest fell silent again. But the adrenaline rush made it almost impossible to sleep. When dawn finally broke over the mountains, the family came out tired but unharmed. Their first thought was to check the trail camera to see if it had recorded what happened. When they watched the footage, it was far more intense than they had expected. They felt a mix of nervousness and curiosity as they realized just how close the animals had been, prowling mere steps from where they lay silently. It was a chilling thought. Luckily, their tent was enough to keep the jackals away and protect them through the night. No harm came to them, but the tension and adrenaline were very real, keeping them awake until dawn. A Reddit user named Extra Dimension 276 posted a short video called Terrifying Sounds in Eastern Canada. The footage captures a spooky, tense atmosphere deep in the forest, but what makes it unique is the creepy exploration of remote, hidden caves located far out in the wilderness.
What's that? I heard some.
In the full video, a man goes deeper into the forest, attracted by strange noises coming from the trees. At first, he thinks it's just a pileated woodpecker, but when the sounds continue way longer than they should and don't stop, his curiosity quickly turns into fear. The video ends suddenly at that tense moment, leaving viewers wondering what happened next. To this day, it's unclear if he got out safely. Whatever was making those sounds remains unknown, but the terror in his voice was unmistakable, pure, genuine fear, like something unseen was getting closer. Maybe he made it out, maybe he didn't, but that question lingers with anyone who watches. Some mysteries might be better left unanswered. On the night of September 9th, 2023, the TikTok account Chilling Whisper Tales uploaded a video called More Scary Sounds from the Appalachian Mountains. Could it be skinwalkers? What started as a regular hike quickly turned creepy when the quiet night was broken by strange, unsettling noises. The video starts with the person filming pointing the camera at a thick forest surrounded by tall trees, and right away, the mood changes as something disturbing begins to happen. In the distance, loud, sharp noises break the forest's silence, their echoes spreading and creating an eerie, unsettling feeling. Although the video ends suddenly, one chilling question remains. What caused that haunting sound? Was it really a skinwalker, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation still waiting to be found? Either way, this forest has become one of the most fascinating and mysterious spots linked to modern skinwalker legends. Dee is a woman who's all about creepy vibes. She admits she's a little scared most of the time, but that doesn't stop her from diving into the unknown. Her channel follows her adventures, everything from hiking through spooky forests to camping in weird, often unsettling spots, usually with her dogs tagging along. This time, she's setting out to walk a lonely road in a downstate park.
Hi, my loves. I am in the middle of the forest because I saw a bunch of weird trees and stuff that I've never seen at this place before, so I know it's different, but I want your all's opinion on it, so I'm gonna start now. And this is not where I wanted to start recording, but it looks like something freaked out in here. Look at this. Now it's a little windy. Now I looked up the forecast for the last 2 weeks here the best I could, and they've not had any major storms, but I have not been here in a while. But there's all these breaks in here and lean-tos. Where's it at? There's one big one I saw, and then this has got me blown away. Now I could understand. Let me point out to you, I'm not gonna try to talk too much. So they got mad at me when I was nervous. I talk, so I'm trying not to talk so much. But I want you to pay attention to this tree right here. Yes, there was a root system. It fell, right? So it could have took out that tree with it and done its thing, right? How did this one, almost 10 feet away, 11 feet away, that has no big branches on it. Neither tree has big, huge branches reaching out. How did this one get involved? That's what's blowing me away right now. Stop it. I just got here. There's tons of breaks everywhere. And this isn't normal. This isn't normal. So I came to check it out with you guys.
Shortly after Dee began exploring and examining the fallen trees, she started picking up sounds coming from the woods around her.
Stop. Okay, the wind's blowing. I gotta calm down. That can't, if the wind is blowing, that can't be the wind. Dude, I'm at it. It was the wind. We're good. We're fine. Everything's okay. We're good. Keep walking. It's warm and then it's cold. It's warm and it's cold. Hold up. Is that a nail or is that eyes? Nope. Every... No, I got you. Hello. Hi. Hello. Oh my God, their eyes are huge. Hi. Hello. Woo.
Multiple pairs of eyes were watching from afar. Were they just animals, or was something else hiding out there? After a while, the camera caught a different sound. Not just rustling or movement, but something that actually sounded like a voice.
God, dude. Where'd it go?
Right behind you.
Huh? Nope. Nope. I'm not doing this. I'm not having whispering in my damn ear like that. You can no, just no. Okay? Nope. I'd rather walk to the damn woods that are making all this noise. I swear. That was a woman, and I just heard her. And I'm tired of the women talking to me. They always get behind you, right in your ear.
There was definitely something in the woods. I can't say if it was an animal or something else, but it was obvious she wasn't alone. That voice? I'm not sure whether it was real or just a prank. What do you all think? David is the driving force behind the YouTube channel Haunted Finders, where he takes viewers on investigations to some of the most haunted places around. From abandoned buildings to creepy forests, his team often captures strange, unexplained phenomena while searching for answers. One night, their investigation in the notorious Cannock Chase tested them more than ever. They camped deep in this forest, known for spooky legends like black-eyed children, werewolves, and restless spirits, making it one of the UK's most feared paranormal sites.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. So tonight we're doing something completely different in the infamous Cannock Chase, which is supposed to be one of the most haunted forests in the world. It's known as being one of the biggest paranormal hotspots. So many things have been sighted here, from the black-eyed children, spirits, other entities, werewolves, strange creatures, UFOs.
David and his team, including members from Ghost on Trent, Moxley's Paranormal World, and Shadow Hunters, prepared for a night that would be anything but ordinary. While setting up their gear around the camp, their early feelings of unease intensified as they discussed the area's grim past, particularly the murders by Raymond Morris, whose victims were buried close by. Soon after, unusual events began to occur.
Raymond Morris.
Raymond Morris.
Now, in the 60s, a man by the name of Raymond Morris was convicted of two children. They found two children which he in Cannock Chase. Not only that,
Going crazy.
they also believe that he killed a third child.
The K2 meter started going crazy, spiking wildly as if reacting to their questions, hinting that there might be multiple spirits present.
Please. Oh, they're doing them too, not
Wow. There's nothing else.
more than one. Is there more than one of you? There's got to be for this night.
If there's more than one of you, by using the devices on the floor with the lights, can you flash?
That's incredible, isn't it? Can you stop now? Please. Stop for a minute.
No.
Creepy voices were picked up on their ghost hunting gear and heard out loud, including unsettling whispers and what sounded like a child's voice, which only made the tension thicker as they moved through the dense, eerie woods.
The hell was that?
What was that?
Did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
It's all doing it on mine.
The hell was that?
What was that?
Did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whilst you were talking, there was a voice over your voice.
Definitely a voice.
It come from here.
Hello?
Well, you thought it was there?
It sounded over there, over
Right,
that
it was
side
behind
there.
you, Mark.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was there.
Yeah.
Did you hear that weird female's voice?
Yes, I did. And then the male voice afterwards.
Yeah.
The mood grew more intense as the night wore on. Out of nowhere, the repot alarm triggered at their camp while they were investigating farther away, signaling that someone, or something, had come into their base area.
I'm standing in this middle.
REM pod's just gone off in the middle of the camp.
Yeah, it has. I've just heard it.
Yeah, the REM pod's just gone off like someone's walked into it.
Yeah, we
need to go up there.
They hurried back but found no one, yet the sense that they were being watched grew stronger. Later, when David and another team member were separated, they heard distinct voices and footsteps, and the spirit box picked up eerie messages like 3 children here and the name Morris, connecting directly to the area's grim past.
3 children here. 3 children here.
3 children here.
There isn't there?
Black-eyed children.
Yeah.
But also, what have we been hearing when we were cooking? We kept hearing children's voices.
Yeah.
What?
Right from the charity shop, and I don't like
Morris.
Oh, Morris!
it. Who's Morris?
The one that kids, the 3 children. 3 children here.
What was his second name?
Morris. Raymond Morris.
Morris.
Right, so we've had come through 3 children here. Now, in the 60s, a man by the name of Raymond Morris was convicted of 2 children. They found 2 children, which he buried in Cannock Chase.
Things got really intense when David felt the urge to pull out a silver crucifix he'd bought from a charity shop. Right after, the spirit box fired off a warning, "Watch out."
Watch out. Right when you got that cross out. David got that same silver cross out. That he thinks was
I'm going to have to...
making him be affected earlier, and as soon as he got it out, he said, "Watch out."
A moment later, the crucifix suddenly got super hot in David's hand, burning him and leaving a clear mark before he dropped it, shocked and in pain.
That was hot.
What?
That got hot.
Hot? What? Hot?
Yeah.
What do you mean hot?
It was hot when I was holding it. What on my hand?
Holy crap, it's burned your hand.
Oh my God.
It's burnt your hand.
I don't want it.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want it. I've been feeling...
It's burnt your hand. Look at it.
I want to go home.
Eh?
I'm not like this. Look at that.
David's been burnt by that.
People.
I took it.
People.
I just loved it.
He's been burnt by that cross across his hand.
I don't know. I was holding it in my hand like that. When I first got it out, what did it say? Watch out.
At the same time, David started feeling really bad. His chest was racing, and he had trouble breathing, which made him seriously scared for his life.
Oh, wait. David. No, I think I'm having weird palpitations in my chest. No, David. David.
Yes?
I don't know if I'm having a heart attack. No, seriously. David, seriously. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
We've got to go home.
Holding that cross in his hand, and it's burnt him across his hand. My heart's pulsating in my chest.
Overwhelmed by the worsening physical symptoms, the burning incident, strange noises like loud screams and weird vibrations, and a strong feeling of danger, they decided to call off the investigation right away.
I heard a massive screaming.
Where's everybody?
I'm not staying.
No, I'm not staying.
Can we just pack up? Can we just pack everything up now?
Yeah.
And then when we cut the cameras, David started panicking because as you could hear just before we cut the cameras, we kept hearing this strange noise, and it was like this. The only way I can describe it, I tried to describe it to Moxley and Paul and that from Ghosts on Trent, and it was just like a vibrating, swirling noise. It was coming from above us and to the right hand side, down near the area where Moxley and Amy were.
They packed up in a hurry, the fear obvious, totally sure that sticking around would only make things worse. Later, David shared how terrifying it was, and how they just knew they had to get out before something really bad went down.
When I couldn't breathe, when I was having those palpitations and couldn't breathe, I honestly thought I was going to have to ring an ambulance. That's why I radioed through to Moxie and told him to get back to the camp. Because there was just, you get, you know, those times where you just get those overwhelming feelings like something seriously bad is about to happen, something's going to go down. That's exactly what me and David both had, and it was just like, if we don't leave now.
David's ordeal with the crucifix and his sudden collapse highlight just how risky it can be to confront the unknown. Thankfully, they listened to their gut and escaped. Still, the fear stayed with them, and the unanswered questions about what's really in those woods mean no one there will forget that night anytime soon. Exploring with Josh is a channel where Josh takes viewers on journeys through some of the world's most fascinating, and often creepy, abandoned places. With every adventure, he captures every detail, inviting his audience to experience the thrill of discovery and the eerie beauty of forgotten spots. In this particular video, Josh and his friends didn't just visit a unique location. They planned to spend the night there. Their destination was the infamous Aokigahara Forest in Japan. This dense, quiet woodland at the base of Mount Fuji has a dark history that goes back decades. Its nickname comes from the many tragic events that have happened there, and many believe the forest is haunted by the restless spirits of those who died within it. With a reputation like that, it's no surprise Josh and his friends were drawn to explore it. They expected a spooky, maybe even unsettling night, but nothing could have prepared them for what they ended up experiencing. Something they'll never forget.
So before the video starts, I just want to give a brief message. Suicide is everywhere. It's all over the world, not just in this one area. It's a serious thing. We're not here goofing around looking for dead bodies, pretty much. We're here to experience it, document it, and just give history on this place, because it is a serious matter.
On April 20th, 2019, Josh and his friends reached the edge of the forest, where an intense silence greeted them. The uneasy feeling grew stronger, almost as if the forest was aware of them, watching their every move. Their curiosity kept them going, but the excitement they had soon gave way to discomfort.
So that's where the no entry was. We just crossed it now. At any point in time, we're just going to pull off and turn to where we think something may actually be. It could be people's items, tents, lost shoes, anything could be here. Look at this, they don't even maintain this. Trees are falling down all over here.
A long rope to a tree up ahead.
No
and I also found a couple of
oh my god,
cans down in the cave.
Wait. Okay, here's what we found.
You can see he's going way up there.
Let's follow it.
What's over here?
Now we found a pink ribbon. It's going far down, jeez.
No, I think they set it up to get their way back if they decided not to.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. If you get lost, you're supposed to tie ribbons and stuff here.
These guys just left a giant rope.
Alright, it ends right here. Oh no, oh my god, it keeps going.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Oh, someone left an umbrella.
Holy sh...
Alright, just an umbrella.
Yeah, but see, it could be honestly more. It could have been like someone who's...
The tension only grew when they stumbled upon some belongings. They had just entered the infamous part of the forest, but their curiosity pushed them forward despite their fear. Still, they knew they had to stay extra cautious. Getting lost in these vast woods was way too easy.
You want to go down there more and then follow the track just in case they might have went down there? It's thick through here, but we're just going to see if we can find anything.
Okay, it kind of works.
The compass is working right now?
Yeah, compass still works.
Okay, good.
Direction is north.
We're using a compass to get our way out. Right now, we lost all signal on our phones and everything.
What's so cool about it?
Yeah, what's weird about it is just, it's like all these underground random tunnels are all over the place. We're coming across some stuff now. We got some ribbons tied to the trees. We got a green one right there and a blue one. Let's make sure there's like, if there's anyone in there, let's make sure they're okay. Oh yeah, their campsite. We're gonna go check out the campsite right now. It's the same ribbon that we found from the pathway led all the way in here to the campsite. This place is no joke. I'm already feeling like so weird here. Like I'm getting these airy, dark vibes. Like I can like, yeah, like I can, like I can feel it inside me. It's like unexplainable. I can't really explain it, but it's no joke. The guy, whoever it was, with the ribbon, must have just been pacing himself around, just thinking if he actually wanted to do it or not. But here's all I found. Left, at least. Maybe he drew that before he did it. A bottle, of course. I don't know how recent this was. No one knows. Jesus Christ, dude.
That might have been the last thing someone had.
Yeah, this could have been. Their umbrella's right there, their drink.
But it looks like a children's umbrella, this one.
And we're coming across what we think is another campsite. Let's go. Ugh. Yeah, here's another campsite we just found following that white ribbon. Looks honestly like fresh still. Although there must have been a fire going on right here. But what's weird too is this. The only pink tree that we've seen here, just in the middle of nowhere.
Every part of the forest seemed to tell a forgotten story. The haunting beauty of the place, combined with its tragic history, was impossible to ignore. Drawn in by the silence and mystery, they kept exploring, unaware that the most unsettling moment was still to come.
Okay, this is our first tent we just found. Look at this. Yeah, the whole tent has been dismantled. It's probably been sitting here for a very long time. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Their hat is here too. What else is here? Jeez. Tripped a little bit. It happens here. It's slippery as hell. There's 2 tents here. And they're still there. They're still there. Okay. Let's check this out. What is all that? Had a campfire here. Yeah, there's no one here anymore. They either been found, or they turned back, or they're still in the forest, just around. We just found this shoe. Now this shoe had been here for well over 5-6 years. There's moss completely growing on the shoe. It looked like it morphed onto it. Whoa, dude, a backpack. This backpack's brand new.
I know.
I think that's an umbrella over there. We've been finding tons of umbrellas, tents, pretty much everything you would actually expect to find here. The backpack looks brand new, but also this umbrella right next to it looks brand new too. Which means, I don't know, I'm just gonna start searching the area around this premises. They're checking around this area, I'm looking around this area, and Shane's actually around.
Some of the items they came across looked shockingly new, too fresh to have been there for long. A chilling thought crossed their minds. Could there be a body nearby? This prompted them to search the area, scanning through the trees. But after a long, uneasy search with no signs of anyone, they gave up. That's when they knew for certain they wouldn't be staying the night. The forest felt not only heavy and oppressive, but also like a place where staying would be crossing a line, disrespectful to the lost souls who had wandered there. Using their compass, they carefully made their way back through the dense woods toward civilization. While they felt a huge sense of relief upon leaving the forest, the weight of the experience lingered with them. Josh is a guy who's all about adventure and loves sharing his travels with everyone. He's always hiking different trails and camping in forests. This time, he's heading deep into the jungles of Sri Lanka to check out a hidden cannibal cave.
Wasn't this there at the start? It's just all of a sudden become the most amazing road ever created. Oh my goodness, I gotta save myself a lot of time. More of a workout, I suppose. Hello, cutie pie? Wow, look at this road. This is super scenic. I still can't get over how stunning the nature is in Sri Lanka. It is an incredibly beautiful country. It's also incredibly hot. Woo! There's a big bag of sweat. But fortunately for me, my luck was about to change as I heard the distant rattle of a tuk-tuk engine. Hi. Yes, oh, it's okay? Oh, thank you. You're a savior.
The road was definitely amazing. Josh got closer to the cave, only a few stairs left to climb, but right after hitting the trail, 2 men suddenly appeared from behind the trees and started following him. They didn't say a word, just matched his pace, walking when he walked, stopping when he stopped. At first, Josh thought it was a bit odd, but didn't overthink it. Then one of the men came up and asked him to follow them. Josh politely said no, but they weren't having it. That's when he started feeling uneasy, pulled out his camera, and began recording. And here's what happened next.
I've been joined by some friends. They're showing me around. Very cool. I think these guys want to show me something. All right. We're going this way? I'll follow you. I'll follow you. After you. I'm just going to get one more shot, okay? One more shot. Oh, sorry. I'm just shooting, filming, and doing more. And then I'll come, okay? I'll come soon. I just want to shoot this. But you go. I'll stay. And then I come later. I'm just filming everything. Okay?
Josh managed to escape that creepy situation and felt really relieved to be unharmed. Those men definitely seemed like they were trying to lure him into that abandoned building. Who knows what their intentions were? This kind of experience is a clear reminder why you shouldn't trust strangers, especially when you're far from help. They might have just wanted to be friendly and show him something, but honestly, that seems unlikely. It's always wise to have some form of protection in situations like this. After all, what can one guy do against two men with nothing but his bare hands? It's better to be safe than sorry. Kevin and Jamie, who run the channel Don't Blink Paranormal, create content around using the app Randonautica to generate random coordinates and explore mysterious spots. Their love for the unknown fuels their adventures. This time, the app led them to a location that turned out to be a graveyard. They parked nearby and continued their exploration on foot. Right from the beginning, they started hearing strange noises coming from the woods. At first, they thought it was just animals, but things were about to get a lot stranger.
Well, thank you. All right, so go up.
What was that? Kind of like feathers.
There's people screaming.
Yeah, I hear people screaming.
Okay.
After they arrived at the graveyard and passed through the gate, loud sounds echoed from the nearby forest. At that point, it became clear that something was out there.
What is that?
I don't know.
That was a lot of noise in there.
Who's here with us right now? Hello?
What? I don't know what that. What are you doing?
Babe. That. What is that?
I don't know.
Is that something? Eating something?
What?
I don't know.
It's not on us.
The scream sounded like a group of coyotes, yet also eerily resembled someone being attacked by them, with cries of distress mixed in. It was difficult to figure out what was really happening, but the growing sense of unease convinced them to leave the graveyard. They used the app again to find a new spot, but this next location was far from ordinary.
Babe?
What? What?
There's a doll.
What?
Behind you. Bam.
Where?
Right there. Is that a doll? What is that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's in the tree.
Oh, okay. I see it.
What is that?
Better not be a doll.
It's a doll. That ain't a doll. That's not a doll.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't know.
What?
What is it?
I have no idea what that is. It's a weird looking thing though.
Well, move.
Looks like freaking Jar Jar Binks off Star Wars. Hey, what is that?
What is it?
It's holding something.
What is it on?
Usually this app points you to random, everyday places that don't feel scary at all. But every once in a while, it takes you somewhere that feels really creepy or even dangerous. Plus, some people do strange things like hanging dolls on trees, leaving eerie items behind, or creating scenes that look straight out of a horror film. It makes you question why they do that. Sometimes the real fear doesn't come from the place itself, it comes from the people. Meet Sam, the creator of the YouTube channel Sam Walks a Lot. In her videos, she takes viewers on immersive trips to mysterious and supposedly haunted spots, diving into the folklore and legends that make these places so eerie. From ancient ruins to foggy forests, Sam's explorations show off both the natural beauty and the creepy vibes of these locations. She balances skepticism with an open mind, keeping her audience hooked. But on one visit to the Screaming Woods, a remote, misty forest near Pluckley, officially called Dining Woods, Sam was about to discover just how truly unsettling these adventures can get. With only her camera in hand, she was ready to uncover whatever secrets the ancient woods might hold.
The Screaming Woods, a place where the trees seem to whisper eerie tales and the wind howls in a blood-curdling scream, have long been a topic of fascination and terror. There is something that seems to be woven into the history of the Screaming Woods that has drawn me here today.
The forest's eerie silence, now and then interrupted by far-off noises, built up a growing sense of tension.
The Screaming Woods, officially known as the Dining Woods, stretch just beyond Pluckley's border, with Pluckley being the most haunted village in England. But as darkness falls, they become something else entirely. Legends claim that you can hear blood-curdling screams.
As Sam continued down the twisting, narrow trails flanked by towering, quiet trees, the connection between the woods and Pluckley, known as England's most haunted village, became increasingly evident.
What's going on here? It's Nita? Been in a few minutes, and strange noises already. According to the legends, these are the screams of the people that died here. Yeah, according to legends, people died here.
The creepiest part of the woods became clear as Sam kept walking. Even though she was alone, she could clearly hear sounds that seemed like they were reacting to her being there.
Stories here at the Screaming Woods is that of the highwayman, and he still jumps out at people hiding behind the trees like he used to do when he was alive. Another ghost that is said to roam around here is that of the Colonel.
As Sam explored spots linked to the forest's most well-known ghost stories, she started hearing even more strange sounds around her, almost like just talking about the spirits had somehow woken them up.
Let's see if we can hear any screams, apart from some strange noises that I heard earlier, like metal. I haven't heard anything. Typical, isn't it?
Driven to explore more, she methodically exposed false internet myths, but gave credit to the genuine local legends that had stood the test of time.
And now we have ghost stories. We've debunked the two fake stories about missing people and cult deaths here in the 40s. I cannot debunk the sounds. I can't tell what the sounds are. It is very strange because they come and go. And it does feel like the woods are whispering. They're really creepy.
What happened next gave her a real scare. Her camera equipment unexpectedly powered on by itself, adding yet another mysterious layer to the already unsettling experience.
Theories and stories aside, the fact remains that the Screaming Woods are a place of a profound fascination and intrigue. Well, whether you believe or not in the supernatural, the woods seem to have a power that is captivating and terrifying.
Sam was suddenly hit with a wave of disorientation, as if the paths around her were shifting and changing in the fading light.
Well, you guys, it does look like I'm the only person here. And I made it out of the woods alive.
Even though Sam managed to find her way out of the woods, she was left with a lingering, unsettling question. What caused those weird sounds and feelings? Was it simply the forest's natural sounds playing tricks on her mind, or did she encounter something genuinely paranormal that can't be explained? YouTuber Johnny heads into one of the world's most notorious spots, Japan's Aokigahara Forest, often called the Suicide Forest. While most people wouldn't even think of going there alone, Johnny takes on a solo adventure right into its eerie depths.
Oi, anything out there, it's your last chance, I'm heading out. Make a noise, let me know you're here, so I can say hello. At you.
With just a flashlight, a camera, and nerves of steel, Johnny heads deeper into the forest, filming what would turn out to be the final episode of his 9-part series. At first, everything is eerily calm. The only sound is the crunch of leaves under his boots as the silence of the woods seems to close in. But then, something shifts.
Off! Are you kidding? Holy... Something just pulled my backpack. Off. Oh, God. Hold, Johnny, hold. Come down.
In a moment that feels almost unreal, Johnny suddenly jolts. Something, or maybe someone, just yanked on his backpack.
That has never happened to me. Oh. My hand. Holy God. Alright. I was just walking along. Back up there. And all I remember is like a fly or a bug or something that's gone zzz, and then something just yanked. Like not too hard where I got pulled back or anything, but like, there's someone softly pulling.
He whips around, heart pounding, but no one's there, just the dark, whispering trees. Visibly shaken, he clutches his chest, hands trembling, breath uneven. As he pushes forward, the fear builds. Every few steps, he stops, turns, and checks behind him, his gut telling him he's not alone. After several tense, haunting minutes, Johnny decides it's time to get out.
Right now.
He starts retracing his steps, constantly glancing over his shoulder. The forest, once just quiet, now feels suffocating, its shadows darker, heavier. Every little rustle sends a fresh jolt of fear through him. Finally, with his heart racing and legs weighed down by adrenaline, Johnny reaches the edge of the trail. On December 20th, 2023, Jasko and his friends Ben and Chris set off on a winter camping trip deep in the frozen wilds of Adirondack Park in northeastern New York. They found shelter in an old abandoned cabin miles from the nearest town. As night settled in, the forest around them turned into a dark, looming maze of towering trees. Even though they thought they were alone, something felt off. The cold wasn't the only thing making them uneasy. Strange sounds, like distant rustling and faint whispers, drifted in from outside. An eerie tension hung in the air, and it just wouldn't go away.
You hear that, right?
Oh, what the... Who's there? Who's there? Slow it off. No, don't turn the lights off. Don't turn the lights off. Okay, my bad. Hold on.
As the night wore on, the strange noises only got louder and more frequent. It was clear something wasn't right. The tension hit a breaking point when, out of nowhere, the cabin door slammed shut, leaving them stunned and rattled.
Yo, listen.
Is that running?
It sounds like someone's running away. Who's there?
Outside, the forest was completely still. No movement, no signs of anything that could have caused the door to slam. It left them wondering, was it something paranormal or something else entirely? Tanya and Dave, the folks behind Let's Turn It Up World, live full-time in their camper van and are always off to cool spots, from beautiful campgrounds to quirky truck stops. They love the ups and downs of the RV lifestyle, but one night at a casino parking lot really threw them for a loop, making them rethink how safe this way of living really is. That day started like any other. They wrapped up at a campground in Lone Pine, California, and got ready for a 4-hour drive to their next stop. Their plan was to crash at an abandoned hotel's parking lot by a casino, a spot they said is perfect for long trips since it's free and gives them a chance to rest before hitting the road again. Once they got there, they settled in and even checked out the area. Nearby, there was this abandoned amusement park with old roller coasters and water rides, long forgotten, but a reminder of when the place used to be buzzing with people.
Definitely looks like it's been kind of abandoned over here for quite a bit. I mean, look at this, like just all the grass is growing and everything. And this is very cool too. Right, look like an old water slide, almost like those log rides, like Splash Mountain. Come down here.
Come down and wisp right onto that one over there. That's pretty cool.
Right. This must have been a lot of fun in this day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. It looks. Hopefully they revive this. I mean, it doesn't look too weathered. Almost like with a little love and some dollars, you could probably bring this back.
I know. I don't see any signs yet of any comeback.
Yeah.
Any work on it, but maybe someday.
Yeah. It's so
I agree. It's cool.
Tanya and Dave were amazed by the eerie beauty of the place, but as night came, that feeling of wonder quickly turned into something a bit unsettling. Tanya spotted a guy sitting in a car who just didn't seem like he belonged there.
Randomly came up to us and asked if we were first person was veterans, and now he's driving around the parking lot. Dude, it's kind of creepy. So I let the security guards know, but he's out there just hovering around the parking lot. Oh man, that's a little unsettling. So I just turned the lights off. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to cook dinner. This is crazy, Dave.
It's crazy. I know it is. The guy's racing around the parking lot.
Racing. So I just turned the lights off. Hold on.
He came up to their camper and started asking weird questions, like if they were veterans. Even though he was polite, something about him felt off. After a short chat, he drove away, but Tanya still felt uneasy. Then things got worse when that same car showed up again, this time with a white van that had barely any windows, rolling up alongside it.
Feels a little weird as well. Just kind of sitting there. Oh gosh. That is the same one that was there earlier.
Cars eventually parked nearby, but no one got out. The people inside just sat there, making the couple feel uneasy. Later, a security guard told Tanya one of the men had been acting strange, which made them even more concerned. They felt like they were being watched, maybe even targeted. The cars kept coming back, parking in ways that seemed planned. One white van with few windows felt especially suspicious, like something out of a theft setup. Trying to make dinner, Tanya and Dave felt too nervous to stay. They packed up quickly, turned off the lights, and drove off, checking their mirrors the whole way. After a tense drive, they reached a familiar truck stop where they finally relaxed and finished dinner. The next morning, they were still shaken, but stood by their decision. Maybe it seemed like overreacting, Tanya said, but when something feels off, it's better to be safe than sorry. They reminded others to stay alert and trust their instincts, especially when camping in unfamiliar places. Kenny, the man behind Kenny of All Trades on YouTube, is no stranger to the outdoors. With his camper truck and loyal dog Toby, he's explored remote places all over the country, sharing his trips with viewers. On September 14th, 2024, Kenny set out for a solo camping trip in Foothills State Forest, Minnesota, hoping for a quiet night under the stars. But things didn't go as planned. What started as a peaceful escape turned into a strange and unsettling experience. The trip began like usual. Kenny and Toby found a quiet field surrounded by trees, complete with a fire pit. "What more do you need for a camping night?" he joked. The isolation didn't bother him. Even without cell service, he used his Garmin InReach to share his GPS location with his partner. With camp set up and the forest calm around him, Kenny expected a quiet, uneventful night, but that peace wouldn't last.
Toby and I came into the woods looking for a mushroom, a big chicken in the woods. It'll go perfectly with tonight's supper. Beautiful night for a walk out here. We've had some pretty cool temps the last few weeks, so there's not much for bugs out here. It's really not too bad at all. I'm not finding anything, which is a little surprising because I can find them all over by the house. You get out here and there's absolutely nothing. It's like glacial scrapes or something. That's really cool.
Kenny and Toby took a peaceful stroll through the woods before settling down for dinner by the campfire. The calmness and the sound of the fire gave Kenny a much-needed sense of peace. But as darkness set in, the forest started to feel different. At first, the sounds were faint, like rustling leaves and snapping branches, which Kenny thought were just natural noises. However, the stillness of the night made even the tiniest sounds seem louder and closer than usual. Despite feeling a bit on edge, Kenny tried to keep his cool, reminding himself that nighttime noises in the wilderness were normal, but those sounds just kept going.
The woods is really loud tonight. I got stuff going on all around me. I'm hearing crashes in the woods over here and crashes over there, and it's probably just something as simple as leaves falling, but in dead silence, everything sounds so much louder. I do got the flashlight out here though, just in case. As I was walking down the steps, my stomach started growling, and it sounded like a person talking for a second. I didn't realize it was my stomach. Oh, it scared the daylights out of me. I'm telling you what, there is just noises. Oh.
The quiet rustling suddenly turned into loud crashes around the campsite. Kenny grabbed his flashlight and scanned the dark woods, but saw nothing unusual. At one point, his growling stomach sounded like a voice, and he laughed. But the tension didn't go away. He felt like something was watching him. Leaving Toby inside the camper, Kenny walked down a nearby road. His flashlight was the only light in the dark. He thought he saw a distant flash, maybe a reflector. The strange noises kept coming, but he couldn't find the source. It felt like the forest was hiding something. Back at the fire, he sat for about an hour before heading to bed. The uneasy feeling lingered, but he was tired. He locked the camper and tried to sleep until a loud thump hit the camper, snapping him wide awake.
It's like 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. See what I'm talking about? When your mind starts playing tricks on you, these nights get really long. It's pretty dark out here. See you in the morning.
With his heart racing, Kenny looked out into the dark forest but saw nothing, just thick shadows and the same persistent noises that had been keeping him on edge all night. This time, it sounded like small things, acorns or branches, were being thrown at his camper. He tried to convince himself it was just natural sounds, but the unpredictable thuds and the creepy atmosphere made it hard to ignore the possibility that someone or something was lurking just beyond his safe space. Without any clear answers or visible threats, he chose to stay locked inside. Kenny stayed awake, listening to the eerie sounds of the forest until the first light of dawn began to shine through the trees. As the sun came up, the forest's menacing feeling faded away with the daylight. When he finally stepped outside, he was unharmed, but the experience left a deep impression that would stay with him long after he left Foothills State Forest. 401 Files is a channel that dives into all kinds of unexplained mysteries. The creator explores locations known for sightings of creatures like Bigfoot, UFOs, Dogman, and other strange beings. If you're into paranormal stuff, his videos are pretty entertaining. Sometimes a good Bigfoot video is all you need to get interested. This time, he's revisiting a place called Dalby Forest.
It's an absolute pleasure, as I always say, to be joined by so many like-minded people from all around the world. I've brought you back today to a place that we have explored before. This was last year, and it's a place that has dogman sightings, creepy stories and evidence, cases of human mutilation, animal mutilation, UFOs and extraterrestrials, and everything in between.
He and his adorable dog head out, looking for a spot to camp for the night as the evening quickly sets in. He and Lily finally found a spot to spend the night. As darkness fell, he decided to explore the forest, but soon strange lights appeared deep in the woods, lights he couldn't figure out where they were coming from.
There's some lights over there in the distance. I'm not sure what that is. My initial thought, that's Lily, obviously the green one, and she's really close to me, but those two white lights seem really far from the distance. My original thought just then was maybe a road, but they don't seem to be moving. And they're not constant, they keep going on and off, and one of them just got really bright, so I have no idea what that is. Try and zoom in. Third light as well, in the middle, that's just joined. I have no idea what that is. It's too far for me to go investigate, and it's definitely not stars. We're looking at ground level here, right across the horizon, but it seems too far from the distance for me to go over that way and investigate. And holding my hands out like this with the camera, I'm struggling because they're so cold. But yeah, I have no idea what that is.
The lights he saw kept shifting colors, from blue to green and even other hues, almost like something out of this world. He didn't get close enough to find out exactly what they were, so it's still a mystery. He spent the night without any other incidents, but the stories about the forest and the strange experiences others had couldn't leave his mind. What do you think? Did he witness something paranormal, a natural event, or maybe it was all just a hoax? Let me know what you think. While hiking in the woods, a man experienced something scary that forced him to flee and cut his hike short. While hiking, the forest suddenly grew eerily silent, and a rabbit stopped dead in its tracks, an obvious sign that something was off. Puzzled, the man glanced around, and then what happened next took him by surprise. The words, "Help me," came from the bushes nearby. The man took off running, but the eerie sounds kept chasing him. On January 13, 2024, the YouTube channel Squatch Watchers posted a new video. While they're usually known for jungle adventures, dense forest explorations, and exciting experiences, this one stood out. It showed an encounter unlike anything they'd ever shared before, something totally unfamiliar and surprising.
They're always watching, always. I'm going to turn the camera, and as soon as I look at them, they're going to go, but just keep an eye out. Watch.
The video was actually sent in by one of the channel's viewers. It showed Bigfoot chasing a man. Throughout the clip, the man points his camera toward the dense woods, building tension until something genuinely frightening appears.
So I'm not going to go pursue them because their structures are right over there. And as long as they stay on that side of the structures, they're not bothering me. And as long as I stay on this side, I'm not bothering them.
But the video takes a scary twist and gets really tense when something totally unexpected shows up on camera. A subtle motion was spotted far inside the forest and recorded on video, creating a strong feeling of discomfort. To this day, no one knows what caused those movements. Felipe Sina is a YouTuber from Brazil who explores a wide range of places on his channel, from historic landmarks to haunted spots, forests, and more. He often camps overnight at these locations, but as many of his videos show, spending the night in creepy places can lead to unexpected encounters, sometimes with strange creatures, wild animals, or even other people. In this particular video, Felipe sets up to camp in his car along a road rumored to be haunted, but it soon becomes clear that this night will be anything but quiet.
Tudo bom com vocês? Espero que sim. Meus parceiros, onde é que eu tô? Ó, na estrada mais assombrada do sertão. Tô dirigindo só com a mão, tá ruim. E a estrada não tá muito boa e tá querendo chover, família. Tô sozinho hoje. Chama nas botas aí. Bora lá. O intuito do vídeo hoje, galera, é dormir na estrada assombrada. Vim de carro para nós tentar ver se nós conseguimos dormir nessa estrada aqui assombrada aqui, ver se aparece alguma coisa, se não aparece. É um local sinistro. Eita, tá querendo é chover, galera. Chovendo, o clima fica mais sinistro ainda, viu? Mas olha aqui como é que o ambiente aqui é sinistro. Família, aqui é a estrada mais assombrada aqui desse sertãozinho aqui onde eu tô. Sertão do interior de Hidrolândia, Ceará. Aqui é muitos relatos de muitos moradores que já andaram por aqui e presenciaram coisas sinistras. Vixe, será que o carro passa ali, galera? Olha lá, ó. Uma árvore caída, família. Olha, começou assim, ó. Aí, ó. Árvore caída já no meio do caminho. Oi. Deixa eu passar aqui a marcha, galera, só com a mão. Olha como é que tá aqui, galera. Sinistro, viu? Eu tô até com o vidro aberto. Eu tô com medo aqui, já tô com vontade de fechar esse vidro já.
While driving through the forest, he noticed an abandoned house by the side of the road and thought it would be a decent spot to park and set up camp. Interestingly, a few calm, curious cows were hanging around the area, keeping him company.
Aí a gente vai acampar aqui, ó. O fazendeiro coloca alguém para cuidar aqui dos bichos. É um gato, família. Gato preto, ó. Ó, gato preto. Alguém em casa? Alguém em casa? Será que é trovão do... Que eu conversei com o fazendeiro, não é pra ter ninguém em casa, família. Oi. Com medo agora, galera. Tá tendo batida lá dentro.
He wandered around for a while, but didn't hear much, just a cat and the distant jingling of cowbells. So he headed back to his car, ready to have a bite to eat and settle in for the night.
Sei que a bateria da câmera tá bem carregadinha, viu, galera? Aí deve aguentar aí um bocado de hora aí. Bora lá dormir, né, família? Deus abençoe nessa noite, seja uma noite tranquila. É ruim, família. Ficar aqui dentro. Ai, é ruim dormir dentro do carro. Como é que a pessoa consegue morar dentro do carro? Você tá doido? Muito ruim. Ai, será que eu vou conseguir dormir? Quem é? Eu escutei, ó. Tem pegada aqui, ó. Alguma coisa tem que abrir isso aqui, família. Meu bem todinho, família. Olha, meu Deus, cara. Como é que tá aqui, ó? Como é que tá meu braço, ó? Vai embora. Antes que seja tarde.
That message basically meant, leave before it's too late. Let's break it down. There were cows in the area, so it's likely someone, maybe a farmer, was still around taking care of them. It could have been a warning from them to leave the property. But here's the creepy part. If it was the farmer, why not just knock on the window or wake him up and say something? Why write a message like that on the glass? And what if it wasn't the farmer? What if it was something darker, the very thing that gave this road its haunted reputation in the first place? Alma Manu is no stranger to creepy adventures. His camping trips usually take him deep into remote, unsettling spots. But this night was different. As the sun dipped behind the trees, he got comfortable by the fire, not knowing what was coming. Sipping hot chocolate and relaxing under the stars, everything felt calm, almost peaceful. But the land had a dark reputation. Locals warned about a haunted road nearby that supposedly confuses travelers and leads them off track. One way would take you to a cemetery, another to a village. But stories said ghostly figures showed up looking completely human until it was too late. People often got lost for hours there, like something unseen was messing with their minds. Later that night, Alma decided to check out a trail, but as he walked, a heavy sense of dread started creeping in.
H hit high hit H hit Hognia.
He had this feeling that something was right behind him, even though he couldn't see a thing. Feeling uneasy, he started heading back to camp. But then, what happened next completely shattered any sense of safety. His parked motorcycle, which had been off and untouched, suddenly roared to life. The handlebars twisted wildly like invisible hands were grabbing them. With no one else around, alarmed, he quickly switched it off and ducked into his tent, now recording everything with 2 cameras. One camera was trained on him, the other on the bike. After an hour of tense waiting, something finally showed up. A tall figure wearing white with long black hair suddenly appeared, quietly sitting on the motorcycle. Then it let out a chilling laugh that echoed through the forest. Just as fast as it came, it disappeared, leaving nothing but empty space behind. Was it a prank, a trick, or something much more sinister hiding in those woods? Jen posted a creepy video on TikTok after a strange encounter while jogging with her dog in Maryland. A white van slowly pulled up beside them, then drove off toward town, which felt suspicious. She decided to head back home, but not long after, the same van sped around the corner with its backsliding door wide open. Without hesitation, she dove into a ditch, and as she did, the door slammed shut while the van was still moving. That's when she began recording. Check it out.
This van rode by me when I was on my drive, or I'm sorry, when I was on my run. And there they go speeding off. They went around the block, came up on me with the door open, with the side door open. I jumped this ditch and they stopped right.
She got home and reported the van to the police, but when she took a closer look, she saw it had Florida license plates. Jen thinks it was a rental, which made the whole situation feel even creepier.
Expect to hear anything because this happened in the eastern shore of Maryland and those tags were Florida tags. So I'm assuming that it was a rental vehicle, and I think that because no crime was actually committed, I don't feel like there's really anything for the police to tell me other than if they caught them and there was like somebody in the back of the van or something. So I'm really not expecting.
If you zoom in on the van's window after it passes, you can see a man looking back at Jen, which shows she's telling the truth. It's likely he had bad intentions, but once he realized she was filming, he drove away. This could have ended a lot worse, but luckily she escaped unharmed. She got lucky. Stay safe out there and always stay aware of your surroundings. Natalie was taking live photos of her sister-in-law and niece at a scenic overlook in Utah. Later, when she looked through the pictures, she noticed a bike zooming past in the background, moving super fast, but there was no rider and no one chasing it. The strange sight left Natalie feeling unsettled and confused since she couldn't figure out how the bike was moving on its own. Was there a logical explanation for this creepy event, or was something more mysterious going on? A man was wandering through a forest at night and immediately sensed something strange, like he wasn't completely alone. Later, when he watched the footage, he saw a strange, oddly shaped wisp flying past the camera unexpectedly. At first, he thought it was smoke, but after slowing the video down, he realized it was actually a pale, ghostly figure moving incredibly fast, almost as if it were riding a bike. Could it be a ghostly cyclist? Driving home alone on a remote road late at night, this person unintentionally recorded something frightening. They noticed a white figure standing by the roadside, but weren't sure if it was real or just their mind playing tricks. Later, when watching the footage, a pale figure was clearly visible at the 23-second mark on the right side of the road. Who or what could be standing there so late in such an isolated spot? On December 12, 2022, TikTok creator Fata Flashy Here, who also streams on Twitch, shared a new video. Usually known for exploring abandoned spots, maneuvering through crowded areas, and posting unique real-life adventures, this video stood out. It showed an experience the channel had never covered before, something completely unexpected and unusual.
Lose my hands. There's somebody watching you on the bag. Where?
The video's title, "I'm Never Going Back to This Place Again," already gave a clue about how creepy things would get. In the video, the guy is chatting live on Twitch, but just a little way in, when the camera moves toward a big, thick tree, something really scary appears, an unplanned moment fully captured on camera.
Oh my god.
This was when Fadi finally saw the man his audience had been warning him about. The figure, they said, was lurking behind the tree. The encounter was very disturbing and left a lasting feeling of fear. Just as Fadi began to run, the video abruptly ends, leaving viewers unsure if he escaped unharmed or if something happened to him. Even now, the identity of the figure behind the tree is still a mystery. Kevin, the creator of the YouTube channel Small Plots, often explores the overlooked edges of urban areas, setting up camp in places most people wouldn't think to check out. From muddy ditches to small wooded patches near infrastructure, his adventures push boundaries and uncover unique perspectives in ordinary spots. With his straightforward style, Kevin shares both the challenges and hidden beauty he finds. But one foggy, rain-soaked trip took a turn from a tough camping experience to something truly unsettling. On what seemed like a gloomy, wet day, Kevin arrived near a power substation next to a dense, unwelcoming forest. Equipped with his camera and hammock gear, he was ready for another typical Small Plots adventure, finding a stealthy spot to camp despite the tough weather and the area's known monitoring.
It is rainy, it is foggy, it is wet, it is Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. I'm here at a power substation, a transformer substation. This place is patrolled, monitored. I've been riding my bike up here before and been told to leave. So It's not like this is like a benign nothing place.
The video starts with Kevin noting the bleak weather, rainy, foggy, and wet, and the heavy atmosphere around the power facility. He was aware the area was regularly patrolled, which added an extra layer of tension as he searched for a hidden spot to camp within the dripping woods.
A nice forest over here that I think I might be able to sneak into. Now this place is patrolled, monitored. I've been riding my bike up here before.
He began making his way into the forest, but quickly ran into thick branches, trash, and dangerously muddy ground. The tough conditions made his first attempt impossible, so he had to turn back.
Oh no, is this looks like a fallen birch tree. Oh man. This place is kind of nasty.
As he went further in, the forest's poor condition became shockingly obvious. It wasn't just wet. He'd entered what looked like a swamp, flooded and littered with countless fallen and dying ash trees. Kevin saw a landscape that was quickly losing its identity as a forest.
I'm not gonna lie, this forest is pretty messed up. It's completely flooded. The ground is just muck and a few inches of water in the low-lying areas. There's a ton of downed ash trees, like a ton. Like this is like a few years away from not even being a forest anymore. I'm already making like a mud pool where my feet are, but I mean, there wasn't like a ton of options. This is kind of it. I'm basically camping in a swamp, like with water and mud and all that stuff.
Amid the challenge of finding good trees for his hammock in the soggy ground, an eerie mood filled the air. Thick fog hung low, limiting visibility, while a strange, intermittent wailing echoed through the forest. At first, he brushed it off, but it stayed unsettlingly persistent.
Okay, well, I found some trees that aren't ash trees. They're not the best trees to hang a hammock to. They're kind of spindly, but this is what we got. I gotta hurry up, get my tarp up, so I can dry off. Got the tarp mostly up. I didn't do the middle pull out, so it's kind of saggy and whatever, but it's keeping me out of the rain for now. Let up. It's been raining. More rain is forecast. I think I'm gonna call it on the fire. The ground is just water anyway, so yeah, but because everything is just completely soaked and having a fire would be way more of a hassle than I'm willing to go through right now. We're just gonna eat it cold. Just kind of how it is.
The night went by without incident, aside from the persistent dampness and an eerie sensation of being watched, maybe by animals, or perhaps by something more mysterious.
About a foot below me, I'm hanging a little low. Hanging a little low. Pretty uneventful night. Hearing some voices around here and there. Pretty close to the bike trail that I came in on, and houses, so hearing voices isn't like totally.
By morning, the full extent of the mud became clear. Everything was covered in grime and crawling with slugs, making for a miserable and messy pack-up.
The transformer facility, I'm gonna actually walk out of the forest in the opposite direction, because I think at this point it's actually closer to the trail that I need to get to in order to leave. So that means I'm gonna snake out behind the camera this way. There's a big field that I'll be walking through, and hopefully that will clean off my boots a little bit. This was, I mentioned it yesterday, this looks like it was maybe an old ATV trail like years ago, until like trees fell and blocked the way. You can kind of make it out.
As Kevin got closer to the edge of the woods, he heard some weird machine noises that made him a bit uneasy, but they soon died down. Then, out of nowhere, he spotted an old abandoned boat just chilling right in the middle of this marshy field near the trees. Totally unexpected.
Big machinery out there, right where I'm trying to go. That's not good. It's coming from that way. Flanking and clunking. Should I go under or around? Let's go around. Yeah, it's like a bus. I heard like there's definitely some kind of machinery on the trail over there. Whether or not they're gonna care that I'm coming out of this field. I get to find out. Oh my god, it's a boat. This feels pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
Kevin's curiosity got the better of him, so he took a closer look and discovered chunks of old concrete, which made him think there might have been a building there at some point.
Oh man, there's like a shed over there, okay.
Then, as he moved further toward the houses near the field, he noticed not just random debris, but what looked eerily like a makeshift shelter made out of tarps.
Over there, okay. I gotta go check out that shed real quick before getting out of here. Is it a shed? Or is it like where someone's living? Oh, I don't know.
A sudden sense of caution washed over him, realizing someone could be living there, so he smartly chose not to get any closer.
Might be staying there. I'm not gonna get any closer. I thought it looked like a big metal shed. It's not. It's like a tarp covering stuff. Sun is bearing down. This hoodie needs to come off, but once I'm out of here. Okay, I'm like right next to the trail. I don't see anybody. I don't hear any vehicles right here.
Who left that boat in the flooded field? What used to stand on those concrete blocks? And most unsettling, was someone actually living in that makeshift shelter? Maybe even keeping an eye on Kevin during his lonely, muddy night? The strange noises, creepy atmosphere, and that final find all add up to something way more disturbing than just a tough night in the rain. Sometimes the most unsettling experiences aren't about ghosts or monsters, but about the quiet, mysterious presence of people living in places you thought were abandoned. It's January 29th, 2025, a warm, calm day in Argentina. The evening seems like the perfect chance for Franco to head out on a camping trip deep in the wilderness, a place known for peace and solitude, or so it seems. What most don't realize is that this area has a chilling reputation. Local legends speak of skinwalkers, mysterious creatures that can shapeshift into animals or other beings. But the stories don't stop there. Locals believe sacrificing sick animals like dogs, cats, and sheep keeps the skinwalkers away, a dark ritual tied to old beliefs. For years, eerie events have been whispered about this place. This isn't your typical camping trip. Most people would steer clear of such a scary spot, especially at night. But for Franco, it's a challenge, a chance to uncover the truth. Little does he know, this night will be way more terrifying than he ever expected.
It's just hit sundown. I'm right now in the middle of nowhere on a creepy road, and the area that I'm supposed to be going to is right over here. See that trees all the way down there? That's the forest, in which is the most haunted area throughout this whole like little Skinwalker Valley. So I've made it out towards the forest line area, right over here, and I did find something interesting. It was a pathway inside to the forest area.
As the sun goes down, Franco reaches the edge of the forest. He checks in with his viewers, sharing his plans and showing the trail leading into the haunted area. Darkness surrounds him as he takes his first careful steps into the unknown.
Oh my God. Oh, this is creepy. I hope I'm able to find my way out.
Stepping into the forest, a creepy vibe hits Franco. It's all new territory for him, and the unfamiliar surroundings make every step feel a little off. His gut tells him to stay sharp, and it doesn't take long to see why.
And I keep hearing stuff moving the further in the forest I go in. Could be coyotes, it could be animals. I don't know. But I keep hearing something in this direction. What the hell is that? I got something in the distance back there.
Suddenly, his flashlight catches something chilling. Two glowing eyes staring right at him from the darkness. Shocked, Franco freezes, his eyes quickly scanning around as he tries to find where it's coming from.
Hear anything move? I'm not hearing anything. I can't see anything. It's completely black for me. Oh my god. Freaking birds. See it? What the f is that? I'm gonna get a little bit closer to it. There it is again. I'm gonna dim down my IR. Bring it up just a bit. See it?
A bit shaken, but still determined, Franco keeps moving. He tries to convince himself that the glowing eyes were just some animal, but he can't shake the thought that if the local stories are true, he might be in real danger. His mind races with what could be out there, but he presses on, flashlight ready, watching every shadow.
My goal is to camp out here for the night. Bird feathers. What the hell was that? I'm literally going through this with just a blade. Nothing else.
Moving carefully, Franco's small flashlight slices through the dark as his eyes nervously scan the thick woods for any sign of movement. That's when he comes across something surprising, an old, abandoned building tucked away deep in the forest.
Oh, I just heard something. This is absolutely horrifying. This is so stupid. I really don't want to be here right now. I just don't like the forest because anything could be hiding in here. And I'm worried more about animals than anything.
As he stands before the crumbling building, Franco gets a bad feeling, unsure of what might happen next. He switches his camera to color mode and shines a broader light to see better, but that ends up giving away his spot, his light now clearly visible in the pitch-black forest. Despite that, he keeps going, venturing further inside, totally unaware of the threats lurking ahead.
What was that? If I see someone, I'm out. I don't mess around when it comes to people. I'm gonna check the sides in case somebody's hiding on the side. What the hell is that? What is that? Oh, I don't know where the coming from. I hear something faint in the distance. I don't know if you guys could hear it. I did hear what just sounded like screaming coming from the outside.
Taking shelter under the crumbling old building, Franco tries to figure out where the creepy noises are coming from. Every instinct tells him something's seriously wrong. Gathering his courage, he heads back outside, but the sounds only get louder, like the forest itself is warning him to get out. With each step, the tension grows, and Franco realizes he's stumbled into something way more sinister than he expected.
There's to be a lot more trails going through here. I can't really tell what direction that sound was coming from. I just heard a man. is that? Listen. What the is that? The hell is this? I have my knife out because if it is an animal that comes running out, I'd rather than it bite me and I get rabies. Oh. I am in some sort of barn like structure, and there's webs all over the ceiling. I low-key feel a hell of a lot safer in here than outside.
The creepy sounds keep going, almost leading him to another abandoned building deeper in the forest. Even though the old building gave Franco a brief feeling of safety, he knew he couldn't stay there all night. Summoning his courage, he heads back into the dark woods, the heavy silence only broken by the crunch of his footsteps. But the fear keeps close behind him.
Oh. I 100% just saw a pair of eyes again. Right over there in front of me.
Those glowing eyes appear again, watching him from the shadows. Then, unmistakable footsteps get louder and closer. Franco's gut tells him something's seriously wrong. Whether it's an animal or something way scarier, he knows he has to get out fast. Without thinking twice, he bolts through the trees, flashlight in hand. Its beam slices through the thick foliage, but also gives away his spot to whatever's chasing him.
It sounds like it's coming from here. Oh, something moved in the bushes.
After finally escaping the forest, Franco checks in with his viewers, his voice trembling as he shares what just went down. He's clearly shaken, his mind racing with questions. Was it an animal, a person, or something paranormal out there? Needing to feel safe, he hops in his car and drives around aimlessly for about 15 minutes, circling the area and figuring out his next move. Even though he's scared, Franco decides not to quit on the night. He promised his viewers an overnight adventure, so he heads to a different part of the forest, parks on a grassy patch, hoping it'll be safer. But just as he's starting to settle in, something creepy catches his attention again.
And I just heard something right over here. I could still hear what sounds like talking coming from the forest. It sounds like there was people on the inside. What the is that?
Franco hears faint voices drifting through the forest, which startles him. But when he looks around, there's no one in sight. Usually, hearing voices wouldn't freak him out. There could be other campers or hikers nearby, but the voices are so clear and the people completely invisible, it gives him chills. The uncertainty weighs on him. He sits quietly, listening carefully for what feels like forever. Eventually, the voices fade away into the distance. Trying to calm himself, he figures the people must have left the forest from another direction. After one last look around, he decides it's time to try and get some sleep.
Check in front of the car to see if there's anything to worry about, but nothing.
Lying there, Franco's thoughts won't slow down. Everything he's seen so far keeps running through his head. The stillness around him feels almost too quiet, and the constant sense of being watched keeps him tense. Sleep just isn't happening. Eventually, the uneasiness gets to him, and he decides to head outside for one final look around.
But I hear footsteps again coming from the forest. Listen. I got footsteps. Coming from the forest.
A fresh wave of fear hits Franco when he spots those same glowing eyes staring at him again. Panic sets in, and he bolts straight back to the safety of his car. He's completely drained. Between the sleepless night and non-stop tension, it's all catching up to him. But deep down, he knows his instincts were right the whole time. Something really was out there.
I'm finding it a little bit hard to sleep because I keep thinking about what I just seen and what I heard on the outside. So every time I close my eyes, I just keep thinking I'm going to see a random guy or something just standing in front of my door. Or those creepy eyes that I seen staring at me from the inside is the only thing that keeps bothering me. I can't even, I'm trying to close my eyes and I'm forcing myself to close my eyes without kind of panicking a little bit. Because everything that just happened was right here in front of me. So I feel like my own mind is kind of racing at me. It's like, Frank, you need to get out of here. You need to go find safety. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. Not this time. I gotta do this. Just wasn't expecting to see this tonight.
Sitting in his car with his thoughts spinning, Franco finally decided it was time to call it quits. He started the engine and drove away, leaving behind the creepy forest that had messed with him all night. Luckily, he got out without a scratch, but the whole experience left him seriously rattled. The glowing eyes, weird sounds, and that gut feeling he was being followed, it all stuck with him. What really freaked him out was thinking the same thing might have followed him when he switched spots. Were those the same eyes staring at him again? Later, Franco said it was a night he'd never forget. He can't say for sure if the Skinwalker stories are real, but after that night, he's pretty convinced something strange is out there. This video comes from the YouTube channel Exploring with Angelo, hosted by Angelo, an enthusiastic adventurer known for exploring intriguing and haunted places around the world. He shares his exciting investigations with his viewers, covering everything from historic abandoned buildings to well-known haunted sites. In this episode, Angelo and his friend Frank embark on an overnight camping trip at an old farm rumored to have a mysterious past. Believing the farm might be haunted, they aim to capture paranormal activity on camera while facing a night full of suspense. On December 16th, 2024, a cold and rainy evening, Angelo and Frank arrive at the farm. Despite the weather, their curiosity and excitement are undiminished. They choose to set up camp inside an old barn, unaware of the unsettling experiences ahead.
It's helping to keep everything spread out pretty easily.
Yeah,
so.
it's basically what I'm trying to accomplish right now. And also try not to get a splinter in my finger. Yeah, once these are all there, then we'll literally just pull everything to the...
Yeah. So far, so good.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we have what's called a tent stove. You can see there's a hole right there. That is called a stove jack. So basically, we're gonna set the stove up right here, build the chimney, and we're gonna sticking through, and light a fire, and that's what's gonna actually keep us warm.
Oh, come on, you just had it going.
At least it sparks better.
Yeah, and they actually stay lit, the
Yeah.
pieces. How's that? See anything? I can't see.
It literally sounded like something hit a window.
Yeah. There's no. Is there a window here? No.
Just my car and the broken windows are there. That was weird.
At first, everything feels peaceful, and the mood is calm, with both friends comfortable as they get ready for the night. However, when they try to start a fire, an unusual noise rings out nearby. Confused but unconcerned, they dismiss it and carry on with preparing their dinner.
We have fire.
All right, guys, we have fire. We eventually did not strike it, but we'll keep practicing and learn more. Might as well put that in there. We got steak, a bunch of bacon strips. Never done it like this. We cooked them separate and then mixed them together because, I mean, who doesn't like bacon grease and steak together?
Yeah,
I mean, it would have been better on the charcoals, but we'll try it this way.
Improv.
Yeah, we improvised with what we had, and I think we did okay. I think. Cutlery!
Nope.
The AAA Canadian beef.
For my liking, a little more salt.
With their camp fully set up and dinner done, Angelo and Frank decide to explore the property. Despite the increasing rain, their excitement builds as they make their way to the abandoned farmhouse, hoping to capture something unusual on camera. However, their adventure soon takes a tense and unexpected turn.
We left the cutlery out here to wash off because it's filled with like bacon grease and other nastiness, but yeah, we'll deal with that later. What the hell was that?
Okay.
Okay.
As you were saying.
So we're about to go to the house. I think we'll check the barn after. Last time we didn't even bother going in there because we kept hearing what sounded like a bear. Couldn't even confirm whether it was or wasn't, but...
No, but it was a really definitive sound.
Dude, what is going on with the weather tonight?
I don't know, but I can't even see out here.
I know, right?
Like, it is so foggy.
So we've been out here camping just for a while in there. Ugh. It's quite nasty. Okay. Stop it. I said stop it. Hell.
It's funny how all of a sudden we start walking to the house and all you hear is bang, 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 random bangs. Nothing's been banging at all.
Yeah, it's been quiet all night.
As they get closer to the house, unexpected loud bangs break the quiet of the night. Although the wind is blowing, the sounds seem odd. Undaunted, their curiosity urges them to explore deeper into the house, eager to discover its mysteries.
Something's so creepy in there. You hear that?
What the hell is that?
Something was just moving in there. Did it not sound like something just ran up the stairs?
Yeah. What the hell? Hello?
Maybe a raccoon or something?
Run into Rocket Raccoon now?
Oh, looks like the door finally closed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we left that open last time.
Yeah, it was open.
Yeah.
And the other bathroom door, too, didn't we?
I think I closed it.
Oh, okay. You closed that. Okay.
Yeah.
The loud noises persist, but with rain steadily tapping on the old building, it becomes hard for Angelo and Frank to tell if the sounds are just water dripping, an animal moving, or something more eerie. Feeling increasingly uneasy, they carefully follow the noise to a room, only to find the door they had left wide open earlier now mysteriously closed. Resolute to uncover the truth, they continue their investigation.
Hello? Is that just water dripping, or is there something up there?
Hard to tell.
I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll go check. Oh. I feel weird as soon as I get to this section.
It's a normal thing for this place.
I know, but like very quick and very overwhelming right away. Somebody up there? Or is that just you, Rocket? Oh, nothing up here.
That's good.
Okay. I don't know why, I just feel really weird in here tonight. Like, much more abnormally so.
Yeah. That's the fact that you didn't hear me calling you is what's got me worried here.
Yeah.
Although they find no signs of any living creature inside, the atmosphere feels unusually heavy and filled with an eerie tension that chills them. After trying to communicate with any paranormal presence but getting no clear replies, Angelo and Frank agree it's best to leave the house and continue their investigation in the barn.
So maybe just go back to the last video. Those responses don't even make sense tonight, but yeah, I basically explained the whole story, but we didn't go into the barn, like, at all. No. And we think we heard a bear possibly roaming around on the property, which is kind of strange, but also, I guess, kind of not that strange because the weather's been off.
Yeah.
One minute it's super cold, and then it's kind of warm again. So if the bears are not fully hibernated yet, or maybe they woke up, I don't frickin' know. But we have no idea what we heard. We know we heard something more than once.
It just sounded like a bear.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like a bear. But all right, let's head over to the barn.
Okay, we're getting to the barn now.
Yeah, I haven't been in here in a little while. Not like actually through it anyway. So we better try not to get too close.
Especially unarmed.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bear? Mr. Bear.
When they reach the barn, they enter carefully. On their previous visit, they had heard a deep, disturbing noise, something like a bear, which had stopped them from going inside. But tonight, the barn is strangely quiet with no signs of activity. Gathering their courage, they choose to explore the interior.
So, rule of thumb, if you're approaching a bear, or you might be within the vicinity of a bear, keep constantly calling out so that way they can hear you, so it's a fair warning. Never surprise a bear. Also, don't let the bear surprise you.
I thought I just heard a whisper after you said constantly warn a bear, and I heard right in my left ear.
Really?
Like, right. I wonder if the mic picked that up, because that was clear as day.
As Angelo discusses why making noise is important to prevent startling a bear, Frank suddenly mentions hearing a soft whisper near his left ear. However, their recording devices don't capture the sound, leaving them with no evidence of the strange occurrence. Though confused and slightly unsettled, they choose to keep going, determined to explore more.
Oh, Mr. Bear. You just hear like a growl or something?
Yeah.
Like a grunty growl?
Yeah, I was going to say more of a grunt growl.
Yeah. The hell was that?
I don't know. Hopefully not Mr. Bear.
Yeah. Let's just be cautious, because he could even be like in one of these things. In my opinion, this would be like the perfect place to hibernate.
Right?
Mr. Bear. Almost kind of sounded like something was upstairs, but I can't tell with the water. Mr. Bear? Well, good to know there's nothing down here.
Yeah.
Shall we go check upstairs?
We could.
All right, Mr. Bear, we're coming up.
The unsettling noises continue to echo from every corner of the abandoned barn. Thankfully, there's still no sign of a bear, but the sound of footsteps from the upper floor grabs their attention. After thoroughly checking the ground level, Angelo and Frank muster their courage and decide to investigate what might be causing the sounds upstairs.
I heard something move out there. It's just so hard to tell with the rain.
Yeah, it really screws up the audios.
Yeah.
Or audibles, whatever the word is. What's that?
Something in there. What is that?
As they climb to the upper floor, Angelo suddenly stops, startled by a faint movement in the shadows. Holding his flashlight firmly, he carefully scans the dimly lit area, his heart racing, determined to discover what could be hiding just beyond sight.
There's a raccoon or something.
No.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Raccoon. Yeah, he's living under the couch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why is he bobbing his head like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't attack me.
No, he looks chill.
Yeah.
He's just confused from the light.
He's literally chilling right there.
Yeah. Well, he's staying dry at least.
Yeah, that's a pretty big raccoon.
Yeah.
Well,
back to sleep. He
just
goes.
wants it. He's like, just please shut off the light.
You just stay there now, okay?
Yeah, don't attack me.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a rabbit or anything. So.
No, actually, it looks kind of
There's
cute.
a lot of in here. Yeah, there's nothing in here. Okay, well, good news is there's no bear.
No, but that little noise, maybe we heard the little raccoon over there go.
Maybe?
I mean, it's pretty cute. He's like, oh, he doesn't like the light. He just puts his head right down.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, turn it down.
All right, man, we're going to leave you alone. We're going to go back to our campsite because I'm feeling like, for some reason, just suddenly exhausted.
Yeah.
And I honestly wouldn't mind just getting some sleep.
Good night, bud.
Nighty-night.
Don't come and attack us, okay? We left you alone.
Yeah, you
Just do the
stay.
same.
You stay here.
Fortunately, what Angelo spotted was simply a raccoon resting beneath an old dusty couch. Feeling relieved that it wasn't something more dangerous, they chose to leave the animal undisturbed and return to their tent, hoping for a quiet night, but the night still had more in store for them.
Ready to sleep?
Yeah,
What just happened there?
You went too far.
A little too far there, bud.
The knot came undone on the end. That's probably why.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, just stick that back in there so we don't lose little bits and pieces. Not that it really matters, because in a couple days we'll have some new sleeping bags.
I feel like it's going to rip off if I do, so I'm just not doing it.
And for some reason, Frank's damn, it is so warm in here right now.
I have to take off the sweater.
Unbelievable.
I'm way too hot.
Let's close this a little more. At least the wood will last. We'll have to get up in probably a couple hours to check it, but...
We're still alive, not dehydrated.
I think you'll be fine.
I don't even want a hood.
Once settled in their sleeping bags, Angelo and Frank try using the spirit talker again, hoping to receive intriguing messages from the other side. However, they are instead disturbed by eerie noises coming from right outside their tent.
Other than it's really hot in here.
It really is. Holy crap. Like, we have this thing, like, on low, basically, and it's, like, steaming. Oh, but my feet are so cozy right now.
Protective magic.
Oh,
That's a weird one.
who's doing the magic?
Yeah. No? Okay. Oh, whatever. I'm ready for bed.
The bed is ready for you.
Alright, try not to sweat too much.
Although the eerie noises continue, the spirit talker gives them little response. Just as they're about to give up and end the session, something suddenly grabs their attention.
It's more like a bouncy balloon. It deflated a little bit.
Hopefully should open one of the
Little vents?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're just
Dude, that's right outside.
Hey! Sorry. Hey, just in case it actually comes in.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never heard the coyotes like that.
I don't think that was a coyote.
You don't think it was a coyote?
No, it didn't sound like a coyote anyway.
It sounded like some screaming bloody. Hopefully the mics picked it up, but.
I wouldn't doubt it was pretty loud.
I'm so cozy, I don't want to get.
Yeah, no.
Suddenly, the night is shattered by eerie, animal-like screams, blood-curdling and unnatural, coming from just outside their tent. These sounds are followed by strange cracking and banging noises, as if something is trying to get into the barn where they're camping. Angelo's heart races as he calls out, but only the relentless rain responds. After a tense wait, the eerie noises fade, but the silence that follows feels even more unsettling. Though nothing else happens, both Angelo and Frank struggle to rest, weighed down by a lingering sense of unease. When morning finally comes, they pack up, still unsure whether the sounds were from a wild animal or something far more sinister. Hiking Dancer is a passionate hiker who frequently spends several days trekking on various trails and documents her journeys on her channel. Although she used to camp regularly, her recent content has shifted more toward hiking. In the upcoming video, she embarks on a solo camping trip along the Florida Trail.
I'm on a blue blaze right now, trying to get onto the Florida Trail at a different section. This actually was the area I wanted to get to last time I hiked the trail, and I realized it was like the worst trail on earth. I'm giving this trail tries and tries, but this is a cool blue blaze from a trailhead, and it is a chillier day today, so I thought I want to try to hike a little bit and such.
After hiking for quite a while, she finally arrived at her campsite. She set up her tent, got cozy, and started a fire to keep warm while making herself some milk tea.
Really hungry, just drank some milk tea, and the fire is going out. I could restart it, and probably I will get rid of the final wood that I have near here.
Following the lengthy hike, she becomes very tired and quickly drifts off to sleep once inside her tent.
I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. So many sounds. I guess that was a bunch of coyotes just living their best life. They were really close. And it's actually raining a little bit right now, so it's like 10:30, and I went to bed at like really early. Can't sleep. Lots of different sounds.
The quiet night was interrupted by the howls of coyotes near her tent. Although there seemed to be a few of them, they didn't approach any closer, so she wasn't too worried. Still, many people might feel uneasy camping alone after an encounter like that. It's always smart to have some kind of protection in case wild animals come too close. The next morning, she woke up to birds singing as if nothing had happened the night before. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.